Article 4 from Wikipedia. After World War II, military frogmen continued to use rebreathers since they do not make bubble which would give away the presence of the divers. The high percentage of organ used by these early rebreather systems limited to the depths and which they could be used to the risk of convulsions caused by acute organ toxicity. Although a working damage regulator system has been invented in 1864 by August Daniel Auer and Benno Rickraut, the first open-circuit scuba system developed in 1925 by Yves Prieur in France was a manually adjusted free-fall system with a low endurance, which limited its practical usefulness. In 1942, during the German occupation from France, Jacques-Yves Cousteau and Emile Gagnon designed the first successful and safe open circuit scuba, known as the Aqualung. Their system combined an improved demand regulator with high-pressure air tanks. This was patented in 1945. To sell his regulator in English-speaking country, Cousteau registered the Aqualung trademark, which was first licensed to the U.S. Divers Company, and in 1942 to Sybil Grumman of England. Sybil Grumman was allowed to sail in Commonwealth country, but had difficulty to meeting the demand, and the U.S. patent prevented others from making the product. The patent was circumvented by Ted Elrod of Melbourne, Australia, who developed the single-hose open-circuit scuba system, which spearheaded the first stage and demand level of the pressure regulator by the low-pressure hose, put the demand level at the diver's mouth, and release exhaled gas through the demand level casing. Andrew sold the first proper-size model CA single-hole scuba early in 1952. Article 5 from Wikipedia. Early scuba sets were usually provided with a plain harness of shoulder stirrups and waist belt. The waist belt buckles were usually quick release, and shoulder stirrups sometimes had adjustable or quick release buckles. Many harnesses did not have a backplate, and the clincher rested directly against the diver's back. Early scuba divers dived without a buoyancy aid. In an emergency, they had to jettison their weights. In the 1960s, adjustable buoyancy life jacket became available, which can be used to compensate for loss of buoyancy and depth due to compression of the neoprene wetsuit, and as a life jacket level hold an unconscious diver face upwards at the surface, and that can be quickly inflated. The first versions were inflated from a small disposable carbon dioxide cylinder, later with a small direct coupled air cylinder. A pressure feed from the regulator from first stage to an deflation valve unite an roll inflation valve and a dump valve lets the volume of the ABLJ to control as a buoyancy aid. In 1971, the stabilizer jacket was introduced by Scuba Pro. This class of buoyancy aid is known as a buoyancy control device or buoyancy compensator. A backplane and wing is an alternative configuration of scuba harness with a buoyancy compensation bladder known as a wind mounted behind the diver, sandwiched between the backplane and the cylinder or cylinders. Unlike stabilizer jackets, the backplane and wing is a modular system in that it consists of separable components. This argument became popular with cove divers making long or deep dips, who needed to carry several extra cylinders as they cleared the front and side of the diver for other equipment to be attached in the wagon where it is easily accessible. Article 6 from Wikipedia. This additional equipment is usually suspended from the harness or carried in pocket on the exposure suit. Side mounting is a scuba diving equipment configuration which has basic scuba sets, each comprising a single cylinder with a dedicated regulator and pressure gauge mounted alongside the diver, clipped to the harness below the shoulder and along the hips, instead of on the back of the diver. It originated as a configuration for advanced cave diving, as it facilitated penetration of tight sections of caves, things that can be easily removed and remounted when necessary. The configuration allows easy access to cylinder valves and provides easy and reliable gas redundancy. This benefit of operating in confined space were also recognized by divers who made wreck diving penetration. Sidewall diving has gone in popularity within the technical diving community for general decompression diving and has become a popular specialty for recreational diving. In the 1950s, the United States Navy documented enriched argon gas procedures for military use of what is today called nitrox. And in 1970, Morgan Wells of NOAA began instituting diving procedures for argon-enriched air. In 1979, NOAA published procedures for the scientific use of nitrox in the NOAA diving manual. In 1985, IAND, International Association of Nitrox Divers, began teaching nitrox use for recreational diving. This was considered dangerous by some and met with heavy skepticism by the diving community. Nevertheless, in 1992, NAUI became the first existing major recreational diver training agency to sanction nitrox, and eventually, in 1996, the Professional Association of Diving Instructors (PADI) announced for educational support of nitrox.